It's glorious. Check this out.
What a morning view.
And I'm the lucky bugger who gets to walk barefoot on it this morning. Ridiculous. So as the sun comes up, I want to show you how to get even better client results with about 1/10 of the coaching time. Cool? Give you a little sneak peek into a tool that we use in Black Belt called the Coach-O-Matic. Here we go. It's a bit Lion King. Okay, so if you think about the work you do with your clients, there's probably a bunch of times where you get asked the same question over and over again. You get different client, same question. I don't know what question that is for you, or what's the one thing that you have to kind of teach or reteach over and over and over. But there's a really good chance that there's something that comes up again and again and again. We just did this as an activity in Black Belt in LA and in Melbourne, and got people to write out the top 10 frequently asked or frequently taught. You know, oh, my webinar's not working is one I might get. Or, can you help me pick my niche? I'm scared might be one that you get. You make a list of like the 10 frequently asked questions, and then you think about what would happen. What would happen if you had to answer that question or those 10 questions 3 or 4 times a day, 5 days a week, forever? That's not fun, right? So coaching is fun when it's dynamic and it's creative. It's not fun when you find yourself having to repeat yourself again and again and again. So what I want to do right now is help shrink that time down, but I want you to keep the kind of top 10 things in mind. So I found this trusty beach pen. Think about a coaching session. It goes like this. Let's say that's a session. And you've got, you know, the first, whatever this is, 10 minutes or something, figuring out what the problem is. Eventually, at this moment here, you figure out what the issue is. And here you share a little bit of insight, an idea, a value bomb. This might work better with an example. Taki, my webinar's not working. Okay, cool. Well, let's find out what's going on. And I'll ask you a few questions. You know, is it that you can't get people to sign up or show up, or on the webinar they don't pay up, or there's a problem with your follow-up? And we'll poke around until we find out, it's actually the show-up rate sucks. Okay, cool. 25% of people on the webinar who register will show up, 75 won't. Makes sense. Some insight. Here's what's interesting. 25% of the people who register will show, 75% won't if it's a live webinar. Here's the thing though, the prospects you want are successful already. Successful usually means busy. Busy means they won't show up. In other words, the guys that you most want are probably the guys who don't show up for the webinar. Mind blown. Okay, so we've got a process called the webinar that doesn't matter. And it's to get someone to register for a webinar and then onto a call, ignoring the webinar another time. But let's just assume that we then have to spend the next little while teaching people how to do the webinar that doesn't matter, right? And at the end, we give them some homework, and if we're a good coach, we'll have some kind of follow-up piece. So that's a coaching session. Ask and listen, figure it out, insight, teach the thing, homework, check in. Well, it's a lot of elapsed time teaching, especially if you teach the same thing again and again and again. So here's what I suggest you do. You want to get your coaching session down to the important bit. And the important bit, if you noticed, was figure out what's going on, insight, and that's it. Everything after that is repetitive work that frankly could be done either by somebody else or with a training tool in your portal. Questions to pinpoint the problem. What's the insight that we need to pop? You know, either kind of 3 points or a model. What's the name of the tool in our site? What's the link to it? What's the homework? And guess what? Then you never have to have the same dumb conversation ever again. It's the fastest way to go from one-on-one coaching to group coaching is to take the stuff that's in your head right now and unpack it into some kind of tool platform that either you can use to quickly ask the question, pinpoint it, and then point them in the right direction, or somebody else can. Here we go. A little bit of a nature break mid-lesson. So what does that mean? That means instead of having to teach half an hour, you teach it once, and instead of repeating, you record. And so instead of becoming the repeater, your job is to probe with questions, pinpoint an issue, and then say, oh, you can drop this insight with your model, your 75-25, and then you say, instead of saying, let me show you how it works, you go, hey, watch 2 of these, call me in the morning. All of a sudden, you can get a client the same kind of results that used to take you an hour in 10 minutes. So what do you do with your extra 50 minutes? Whatever the hell you want. That's what you do with your extra 50 minutes. Listen, there's a ton more to this, but that's a pretty good kind of foundational setup piece, I think. If you're one-on-one coaching right now, or even if you're group coaching and you're repeating yourself again and again and again, or you're at the point where it's time to bring on another coach and you don't know how to get somebody else to do it quite as good as you, Coach-O-Matic. We've got a whole process we use to extract the knowledge, content, skills, magic tricks from up your sleeve, put them into a portal in a way that you get the whelm just right. You know the whelm? You don't want clients to be overwhelmed with how much stuff there is. You also don't want them to be underwhelmed at your process or at their results. You want to get the whelm just right. So if you're a business coach and you want some help with this stuff, we could probably help you. If you're doing 6 figures and you want to get to 7, or you're already at 7, you want to grow and scale, we're really good at this. Send me a message and just put private in the comment. Let's just have a conversation on chat, see if maybe we can help, okay? Private. I don't know what that means, and let's have a little brainstorm over Messenger and see if we can help you out or not. Just realized this video is long already. Time to go. Talk to you soon. Bye.